Means good afternoon in Greek, and today we're going to explore the Greek island of Naxos, which I'm super excited to show all of you. Beautiful little cobblestone here in the mountains of this Greek island in the Cyclades. I'm drinking right now a Freddo Espresso Schietto and a little bottle of water in this beautiful cafe right at this little corner street with some stone buildings right in front of me. So we have some architectural history right in front. I'm super excited to show you more of the Greek islands. Unfortunately, Naxos does not have the best cell phone reception. So crossing fingers that this is at least a little bit viewable. I'm going live in a much lower quality because this island does not have as stable internet reception as Santorini does. Maybe I'll get lucky in the other Greek islands. But nonetheless, right now I'm in Halki, or Halkio, which is about 15 kilometers away from the main area, Hora, in Naxos, which is the port. And I am loving the island so far. It's really fun. And right now I'm drinking a Freddo Espresso, which is cold espresso. It's espresso whipped with ice and then served over ice. For a nice frothy drink that has a little bit of, it's a little bit watered down with the ice. And this is ubiquitous all around Greece, and the coffee quality is actually pretty good. So welcome everyone. Yeah, the coffee here is pretty good. The quality is standout almost everywhere I go. So join me. I'm gonna drink this for like 2 more minutes. Sip on this coffee. Usually a Greek person would sip on this for like an hour. I've done this myself. Hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. If you're with friends, it could be up to 3 hours, just slowly sipping what would be a small drink in the US. It's very fascinating, but I love that most cafes you can just sit down and lounge. You can do your work if you wanted to, but they're meant for places to just lounge and usually hang out and chat with friends. So let me know how the cell phone reception is. Is it more of a dark or medium roast? Here they kind of do, if I were to, most of my experiences have been kind of like more medium roast as opposed to a dark roast, which you encounter in parts of southern Sicily or parts of Puerto Rico. Where it tends to be a bit darker, a bit heavier, a bit punchier. Here in Greece, it's not as light as American roasts can get. Also like English in the UK, or French as well, they tend to do it light. Here they tend to do it a little bit more medium. And Kay says reception is so far so good. Oh, that's good to hear. Awesome. The world's largest oven says, why am I here? I don't know, why are you here? Nancy says, I had too many when I was in Greece a few weeks ago. I drank all of mine really fast. Yeah, it's very easy to just drink a lot of these. Elizabeth says these are frappe. Frappe is made with instant coffee. So frappe is kind of the progenitor to a Freddo Espresso. Espresso was introduced to Thessaloniki, which is the second largest city in Greece in the north, back in the 90s. And then in Athens, it became popular about 15 years ago or so. And now it's ubiquitous all around Greece. They adopted espresso very quickly in Greece. The people who would be the older generation probably were used to instant coffee. And hello, Gigi. Salmon says, your calm voice always soothes me. Oh, that's so awesome to hear, man. Thank you so much. So right now we're in Halki, and Halki is the original capital of the island of Naxos. So where is Naxos? Let me pull up a map, and we're gonna walk around soon. I'm not sure how the internet reception is going to hold up as I'm walking around, but we're doing it live. So let me whip out a map. So right here we have the Greek islands right there. Turkey is right here. A lot of Greek islands actually surround Turkey. And then over there further, we see Athens with the star. Now the blues are the Cyclades. And then the Cyclades is famous for Santorini, for Mykonos, and for Naxos. Naxos is the biggest island right here in the Cyclades. And there used to be pre-ancient culture here as well. Santorini, as you can see, is all further south. And then Crete is below that. So Santorini faces Crete. Jim says, I inspire you. Oh, I'm glad, Jim. That's awesome to hear. That is awesome to hear. Now, in similar fashion to the Netherlands, if you just order coffee, sometimes they'll give you a little cookie. It's not all the time. It's not as ubiquitous as Netherlands, but it's nice. And then the water, unfortunately, is not drinkable in Naxos. It's a bit hard water, so bottled water is necessary. Colleen, nice to see you here. Reverend Jenny says, yeah, we're doing it live. Oh yeah, we're doing it live. Jay says, I watch Greece, small city. Yeah, Greece does not, Athens is a pretty large city, 5 million people. But most of the other cities are small in Greece. Reverend Jenny, enjoy your day at the farmer's market. That's awesome. Thank you so much for saying hi. All right. I'm not doing this Greek style. I'm doing this Italian style. Let's chug this and go walking. The straw is just an intrusion. Delicious. All right, let's go. So all the cafes are pretty much the same. I went to a cafe called Cafe Greco, but pretty much all the cafes will have pretty good coffee almost everywhere you go. So the main place to stay in Naxos is the city, the port area of Haro and Hora. And the way to get to Hora is via bus, and this is where the bus left me, right over here. I think the way to go back is this stop. So here we have a map, and we are right now here in Halki. It's spelled different ways. Sometimes they omit the C. Sometimes they add the C, sometimes they add a O at the end, so Halki or Halkio. And we are in the mountains, about 240 meters or so. Here's a Greek Orthodox church. They're all over the place, everywhere in Greece, you'll see, and they tend to be small. Let me show you the mountains before we continue walking through. Welcome everyone. Nice to see you here. Hello Robert. Hello Colleen. Hello Duane. Susie says it looks so hot. It really is hot. It's like 97 degrees Fahrenheit. Very little wind today. Brian says it's not even 7 a.m. over here. Yeah. So right now in Halki, this is the most productive oil producing area in the entire Cyclades. So olive oil is very ubiquitous also in many areas of Greece, including the islands, and this one is the one that produces the most in this island chain. What is this? All in all says, I love how they paint their buildings. Yeah. Here the buildings are a bit different shades. We got more pinks, earth tones over here, as opposed to closer to the shore, which tends to be all white and blue. Dario says the church is very similar to how it looks like in Puerto Rico. Yes, it is. Puerto Rico is very similar to areas of Greece. Let me go to the small town because I think I'm gonna get diverged here. But the more I visit Greece, the more I'm reminded of Puerto Rico. There's so many similarities in the architecture, in the lifestyle, in the culture. Maybe not so much in the food. Oh, we have some lizards. Sebastian says, are Greek people friendly? Yep. Greek people are very friendly. They might not be as polite as other countries, like UK, or courteous as you're used to in maybe UK, Mexico, US, but definitely very, very nice people, heartwarming, warm, hospitable. Justine says, have you bought any souvenirs? I'm doing a lot of hopping around, so no, only postcards. I've not bought souvenirs because I'm trying to pack pretty light. It's getting increasingly harder. I brought a lot of camera equipment with me because I was filming a documentary, which has already wrapped shooting, and I just filmed a vlog of the Peloponnese. So souvenirs would just weigh me down, unfortunately. Justine says these laneways are gorgeous. Yes, I 100% agree. Lots of people here eating out. We're about lunchtime right now. All your videos are souvenirs, says Alfred. Indeed they are, in a way they are. Let's go a little bit off the beaten path. Let's show you a little bit more of the typical residents here. Diaz says, how did the documentary go? Excellent, way better than I expected is not the right word, because I had a very deep intention to make a powerful documentary, and that intention, at least from what we filmed, has come true. So I am excited for the documentary. Hello Nola says, this is beautiful. I agree. Residents. Let's go look down here again. Let's go down here towards back to the restaurants. Lovely small city, says JA. Yeah. So this is where also they produce the liquor Citron. Kitron. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think it's called Kitron. But they have a distillery here. I'm tempted to visit it after this live video. I'm gonna see if it's open. I smell some food. I smell some souvlaki. Now, many Greek islands, you might be inclined to only have seafood, and that makes sense because you're right by the sea. Naxos is so big, we're right down in the mountains. They're actually really great potato producers and also meat producers, specifically with lamb, goats, and sheep. So try the souvlaki here, which I haven't yet, but I'm excited to do so. Potatoes I have, and they were really good. Wow. That looks amazing. Oh my god. I want to try some. This place is packed. Look at that. Dia says, did you learn anything about the documentary? Many things. You gotta stay tuned, but I'll tell you something a little bit higher that I learned was when you relax into something, things will come to you. I went with the documentary without any plan, but I did have a very strong intention, and it all worked out. Wow, lots of cars here. Did we already leave the small little town? Oh my god, this town is tiny. I wonder if there's more to see. Let's see. That's what I know. There's a little cafe. I'm not sure where to go. Took me about 30 minutes to get here from Hora, the port. I'm not too optimistic about going down this way. Dwayne says, where could you watch the documentary? It's going to be available on YouTube. So this is the island of Naxos, right here. We're in Halki. Was the crossing not too expensive, says Elmo? I was charged $2.45 around there for the bus. The ferry was indeed expensive. Yeah, ferries are indeed expensive, unfortunately. All right, let's see if there's something north the way we came. Wendy says, where are you staying? You will find out. I will be covering it in the short video. It is really nice. I am indeed in the Cyclades. It looks like it's a whole town to features. Yeah, you know, right now I'm a little bit underwhelmed, but let's see if there's more to the town northward. Pro tip, you'll see these ATMs. So there's a yellow and blue one that's called Euronet. Do not take money from Euronet. They'll charge you an arm and a leg for the conversion. This is good. This is a Piraeus bank. This seems to be a local bank. Wendy says lovely buildings. Yeah, very lovely buildings. All right, let's see what's northward. I'm assuming I'm going north. It kind of looks like it to me. Gigi says that's good. Yeah, there's Euronet and there's like 2 other touristy ATMs that charge you way too much for your conversion, and fees for taking out cash are higher than the local banks. So whenever you're traveling, at least for Europe, because my experiences in Europe and North America, is to use the local banks. Use the local banks, take out cash. Yes, you'll be charged for the taking out the money, and you'll be charged, of course, the conversion rate, but there'll be better deals than the other more touristy ATMs. And our buses pass here every hour or so, I think, maybe a little bit less. Are these buildings made out of special stone? I think we're seeing a lot of concrete, but if they're older, they're made out of different stone, which I imagine some local marble, but don't quote me on that. Like this neoclassical building. People are walking down this way. Ooh, Byzantine church. All right, everyone, who wants to go to church? Let me know. Hot summer day, I think going to church is worth it. All right. Susie says, take us to church. Will do, will do. Let's repent our sins, shall we? When you're traveling, it's a good time to repent. All right, let's go. Oleg says, I like to go swimming. Oleg, me too. And I do have my swim trunks ready. I bought this t-shirt just in town from I think it's a British company called Jack and Jones. Really good for, very good clothing for low price. Just ready for the beach. So yeah, I might be going to the beach myself a little bit later. And Lorraine, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. So everyone, if you're a Facebook supporter and you got charged, unfortunately Facebook is charging supporters and I'm not getting the money. It really does suck and I hate to do this. But if you're watching this and you're a Facebook supporter, consider switching over to patreon.com/urbanist or go to YouTube and become a member there. Bonus videos will be available for the documentary. So around late August, early September, you'll start seeing some extra footage. Very dry island too. The islands that have more greenery tend to be in the north, close to Thessaloniki, or on the other side of Greece, in the Ionian Sea. But the Cyclades tend to be fairly dry. Yeah, so people ask what stone are these made out of. This is a local stone. They used it with something to join it. My construction terminology is still so deep, so let me know, what would this construction be called? Ooh, church. All right, let's go. Yorgos Diasoritis. Yorgos Diasoritis. Neptune says it could be chalk. Oh, interesting, Neptune, yeah. Oh, are we seeing olive trees? Stephanie says this limestone. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I appreciate that. Wendy says it's very dry. Yeah, it is. DS says, here's some pancakes. DS, my Airbnb host today, I will be mentioning the place I'm staying at. Stay tuned, you'll find out where and the price and how it was. But the host, his mom made me some pancakes. It's the kindest thing ever. Really good pancakes. So I have very, very good breakfast. We could get more people watching these live videos. A few people say it looks like lime mortar. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. This reminds me of the dry landscape of California. Yeah, you know, I've only been to LA once. But yeah, it's very similar atmosphere also to LA. I don't think Los Angeles is too far away from what you'll encounter in Greece. It's really dry here, so if you do go to the beach, you'll dry super quickly, which initially I was very hesitant to go to the beach here, just in general in Greece, because being in Puerto Rico, the beach is a pain. You have to, it's so humid that it takes hours to dry. And here we see a pathway. Length is 6.5 kilometers, difficult medium. So usually going to the beach in Puerto Rico is a bit of a pain because it'll take you a while to dry. You have to like have your towels ready or have that shower ready. But here it's so dry that you go for a swim, you go for a dip, you'll dry in like 20 minutes. It's super fast. I think I'm going some hiking trail. I don't think this church is actually that close. I wanted to go to church, not exercise. All right, let me know. You guys you want to join me on the hiking? DS says, I'm curious, they should use honey or syrup. No, Nutella, some bananas, some raspberries, Nutella. That was very beautiful, but 6 kilometers is a bit too much under this hot sun. I kind of want to have the energy to show you more stuff. So let's go back. And I'll show you. Let's see what else we can find in the village. Yeah, very nice little flute playing. Justine says, that's cool. Best not to overdo in this heat. Yeah, you gotta know your limits, ladies and gentlemen. The heat here is very tough and high ultraviolet index, so you gotta wear a lot of sunscreen. And then beyond that, there's barely shade. Here, luckily, we have shade, but the further you go up, I assume this hill, the less shade there will be. Ariel, what's been the best part of your trip to Greece? Meeting people in Athens has been a deep, deep pleasure. I really resonate with Greek culture and this kind of sense of relaxation and chatting and having a good time. And yeah, but I'm glad I did. Wendy says, have you met your Greek wife? No comment. Pruzy says, at least do this hike on direct sunlight. You can go easily here, or just 40 degrees Celsius. Just drink a lot of water. Indeed, indeed. Show you the mountains here. Let's zoom in. Is that the church that the signs are leading to? Is it that far up? Jay says, where's that Greek wife? Oh, that was fun. Yeah, I do mention it here in the beginning. It's a circular path, so we were going part of the circle. Marco says you need an umbrella hat, a parasol. You know, I barely see people wearing parasols. I barely see Greek people wearing hats. It's funny, when I'm not wearing a hat, people speak to me immediately in Greek. It's becoming now very common. The moment I put on the hat, no matter how perfect my pronunciation is, immediately in English. So, I'm not sure why. Let me know. Eva, Kalispera, Eva. Jay, thank you so much for tuning in. see. It says the women in Cycladic society, the core of society be lit. Hey, Yesus.
Yes,
Yes. Beautiful sign you have here.
thank you very much.
Good history.
For Martian years
Yeah.
here in Naxos and other islands that apart.
Right. Is this is the typical art of
Yes,
Naxos, right?
Yes, from Martian Cycladic civilization.
Ah,
This
yeah.
one, and also this one, and all the other one, the big one.
Oh, wow.
Typical of Martian Cycladic civilization. Icons.
Oh, nice.
The musician play a double flute.
Oh, okay. There was someone playing the flute just further up. Yeah. How old would these statues be? No, the type of art. What's the name? 20. Oh, wonderful. I'll be coming back. Yesus. Yesus.
Yes.
All right, that's a good souvenir. So the gentleman said 4th millennium BC. Yeesh. 4,000, what is it? 4th millennium BC? That's 6,000 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. 6,000 years ago, that type of art comes from. That's how old this island is in terms of human settlement. Of course, there probably were humans here for much longer time, but in terms of civilization, at least 6,000 years old. Wow. And the sign and just was saying how women were very important to society in terms of the creation of art along those lines. Let's see. Dia says, do they have Uber in Greece? Uber connects with the local taxis, but it's only in Athens, Piraeus, which is right by Athens, basically part of Athens, and I think in Thessaloniki. So Uber is not coming yet. You're better off downloading Free Now, but Free Now I don't think works in the islands. The islands taxis are very expensive. Naxos, just like Santorini, super expensive. Santorini, to get from one side of the island to the other, I had to spend 120 euro. Crazy expensive. In Athens, that will cost me 20 euro. So you see people with ATVs, motorcycles, scooters, and Vespas. You may have a better bet doing that instead. Here we have a school. This literally looks like the southern part of Puerto Rico. If I were transported here in an instant and did not see any flag or lettering, I would think like I am in Cabo Rojo, Puerto Rico, which is the southern part, or Guanica, that area. This reminds me so much of the island. Ooh, beer. Mamos beer, pretty good beer here. All right, not much here to see. This was a pretty small town. I wish there was more, but if you're down for hiking, especially if you're coming here not in the peak summer, but later on when it's a little bit more calmer, it might be worth hiking. But otherwise, I don't see too much in terms of city life. ATV, I might rent one of those to explore more of this island. Or the mountain. Robert says those who settled in Greece were very intelligent. Oh yeah. Stephanie says it's never a mistake to ask great people where you're going. It will give you help readily and with great pleasure. Please ask someone where the church is. Oh, Stephanie, no worries. Yeah. Thank you so much for the pro tip, Stephanie. Yeah, you're right. Greek people are very hospitable. You can easily ask someone where we're going. Everyone we pass buying that trail were mostly tourists. My brand says they always think I'm Greek. Yeah, I think if you're Puerto Rican, I'm not sure my brand where you're from, but if you're Puerto Rican or from a Latin American country, you might pass off as Greek. If you're Italian descent as well, you might pass off as Greek. Here's the parking. That's good. What are the differences between Greek coffee and Turkish coffee? Officially, there is no Turkish coffee. This is Greek coffee. You can't say the T word too loud in Greece. So yeah, officially it's the same. But between you and me, Turkish coffee and Greek coffee are the same stuff. The Turks call it Turkish coffee, the Greeks call it Greek coffee. It's the same thing. Well, according to the Greeks, it's all Greek coffee, so. There's no such thing as Turkish coffee in Greece. It doesn't exist. Can't say the T word too loud though. Chuba Elia says that's why I thought, yeah. Okay, that was a fun adventure. That was the town of Halki. I'm not 100% sure if it's totally worth a day trip. It might be a distraction from the beaches and maybe visiting the nearby islands. But if you like hiking, or if you want to see some mountain life, I'm putting my hat around my bag. If you want to see some mountain life, maybe go hiking, then it might be worth it. Otherwise, it is a pretty long way away from the ports. Have you considered going to Rhodes? Says Nola. Unfortunately, Rhodes has suffered a very big fire, so it's not the best time to go. It was originally my plans, but it'll take them a few months minimum to recover, so it'll be tough. Pamela says, I think it's the opposite. Well, Pamela, if you were to ask about that in Greece, it'll be quite the opposite. All right, I might investigate some food, so you might see me eat some food in the very near future, permitting that's their cell phone reception. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in. This was Halki, about 30 minutes or so from Hora, the port area where most people would stay at. This is in the mountains. I assume if you come here with an ATV or some type of vehicle, you'll probably be able to explore more of the mountains and see a little bit more of the nature nooks and crannies, though it is hot. So I would recommend me coming a little bit later in the day, or when you visit maybe September or May, might be a little bit better weather to visit this area. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Put on your notifications, everyone. Have a good day.